Brita Nowak. I am the owner of Brita Express. I live in Jupiter, Florida. When I got my driver's license for big trucks, there was no question in my mind that I would open my own company. And I used the handle that I was given by other truck drivers as my company name, Cat. And I had plans to have 100 trucks. Then I realized that Florida is a more business-friendly state, and I moved to Florida and abandoned my dreams of having 100 trucks for a little while. I made it to 5. I thought I could handle it. I thought I was strong enough to handle it. It takes the fun out of my own driving. I love driving my truck. I love my job. And having to worry about all those other things, it took a big toll. I'm not a princess, I'm not a queen, I'm not a diva on the road at all. I have these really big boots on most of the time and dressed in black usually. I used to wear really heavy makeup too, like black lipstick. I think I scared people. My truck is very scary looking too. It's big and gray, silver, with, it says the nitrous on the back with a big sword. I grew up in a country where equality for women and men, that's a standard. So I noticed there's a little difference in this country. So for me to go out there as a woman, driving a truck, blonde, fragile, I love changing the image, the perception. When I drive my truck and I see a girl in the back seat looking up, and then I see her tapping the parent's shoulder, and I could see her mouth the words, "It's a girl." You can see it. It's a girl. And I can only hope that that means I changed her mind a little bit. If there's an organization out there that wants to help women in trucking, that implies that women need help in trucking. And I don't understand that. See, as a woman, if you want equality, then you have to act like you're an equal. I'm an equal, so I don't need to have help with equality. So I unload my own trailer. When people come up to me and say, "Are you sure that you can do that?" I always say, "Would you have asked that a man?" "No." "Well, then why are you asking me that?" When I got here that evening, I was sitting at the jacuzzi, and there were a couple girls sitting next to me, and she said, "Oh, you entered the contest?" And I said, "I won the contest." "Oh, for being beautiful, obviously?" And yeah, but those beautiful truck driver, I drive a big rig. "You don't look like a truck driver at all." I get that all the time. "You don't look like a truck driver." How is a truck driver supposed to look? I don't understand that. Or, "Man, something, you're too pretty to be a truck driver." What does that mean? Too pretty? Is being ugly a requirement to be a truck driver? I mean, seriously, too pretty? I entered the contest back in January. I wrote what I wrote about myself, like I usually am, to the point, very German, very, no frills around it. And then I picked that picture that Nelson took of me on my birthday, which was just a week earlier. And he said, "That one with the turtleneck, the black turtleneck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that is very much me." He said, "No, you have to show a little bit more, have some, No, I said, "I'll stick with this picture because that is me. And I don't want them to vote me most beautiful because I show a little skin." And I stuck with that picture the entire time. And obviously it worked. When I made it into the top 10, that was already a big accomplishment. And I actually stopped thinking about it then. I thought, that's it. I'm happy. I made it into the top 10. And when you called me that I was the winner, I had my hand on the door to leave, and I stopped, and I had to sit down, and I cried. I know I cried, and I shrieked, and I had to call my boyfriend, Nelson, And I remember the Mother's Day, I was opening the curtains from the hotel room, and just something just felt weird, and I grabbed here real quick and I caught it before it slipped away. It was a tumor. Even though I didn't know anything about the tumor yet, I already knew it in my gut feeling. It has to be cancer. The doctor told me, yes, the results are back from the biopsy and it's cancer. Right after my bilateral mastectomy, I could not move my arms because the pectoral muscle is affected by it a lot. So I couldn't drive my truck, of course, and I knew right there my 3-week estimate, not gonna happen. I couldn't even imagine turning the wheel or even getting into the truck, or I couldn't have done anything. So bills are still coming in. I love driving. So what do I do with dinosaur arms? Driving an Uber. So I drive my little Uber. So now that I can drive a big truck again, because I can actually move my arms to do the big wheel, of course I will go back to driving again. I also learned one thing though. I don't have to drive every week of the entire year. I don't have to do that because there's more to life. So now actually I think I'm more prepared for going on, adding another new truck. And I'll keep on trucking. I will not do anything else.